generic heist movie meets Speed. That about wraps this up. AmbuLAnce is the brand new Michael Bay film starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I hope they got that right. Jake Gyllenhaal and Isa Gonzalez. Now, if you don't know anything about this movie, it's your typical Michael Bay movie. So if you like Michael Bay movies, then you're probably going to like this movie. But if you need a little bit more than that, AmbuLAnce is the story of these two brothers. One of them is an ex-Marine. The other one is a professional bank robber. And Yahya Abdul plays the ex-Marine who's down on his luck. He needs money for his wife's surgery. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays the bank robber brother that's like, really smooth talking and everything like that. So Yahya's character named Will asks his brother, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, Danny, to lend him some money. And then Danny's like, or I could do you one better. Join me on this bank heist and you'll be set for life. So he does that, and obviously that results in them botching the robbery and stealing an ambulance with a police officer and an EMT inside. And the police officer has been shot, which creates this high-speed chase where the EMT is trying to keep the police officer alive. Meanwhile, they're trying to figure out a way how to escape from the cops in this manhunt chase. A lot of explosions, a lot of drama, your typical Michael Bay film. There are a few things in this movie that really bother me. There's like plot points and world building that doesn't go anywhere at all. For example, don't worry, this doesn't affect anything in the plot, but Yahya Abdul and Jake Gyllenhaal, as I mentioned, are brothers in this movie, and their father was a really legendary bank robber. That doesn't go anywhere in the movie. The dad isn't in the movie. There's no flashback of him. Him being a legendary bank robber doesn't really matter. You could have easily cut that whole thread from the movie and just been like, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's character was just a bank robber, and that would have been it. Like, it didn't need this added tension because it didn't go anywhere. There's a few things like that in the movie. Like, Isa Gonzalez's character, she's this really stoic, EMT that doesn't get fazed by everything that happens to her. And it's like, okay, does this go anywhere? And it's like, nope. All right, I guess here we are. This movie isn't anything special. Like, I enjoyed it. I think the finale of it towards the end is really intense, and I did enjoy that. But outside of that, the rest of the movie is just, it's one long car chase with an ambulance. Like, it's not that entertaining. Like, it's fine when the action picks up at first, but then as the movie goes on, it's a 2-hour movie. So you're just sitting watching an ambulance drive for 2 hours. It's just not as tense because it's an ambulance. You can't really, it's not like Fast and Furious where, there's a bunch of different cars, they're moving like super high speed and everything's crazy and ridiculous. Like, this is just an ambulance driving away from cops who are using real police tactics to try and bottleneck, a criminal that's apprehended a vehicle. It just didn't land that crazy. And I know it seems like I didn't like the movie, but I did. The worst part about the movie is Michael Bay's directing. My eyes started hurting watching this film because Michael Bay has very dynamic directing where the camera is in constant movement, and it hurt my eyes. Like, my eyes started stinging 20 minutes into the movie because of that. Every shot in the movie is just movement for no reason whatsoever. It's like shaky cam or swaying motions or a wide panning shot. Like, everything is in constant motion. It's just like, can you just stop for a moment and have a static camera shot? Please, my eyes need a break. That was probably the only massive gripe I had with this movie that stopped me from caring. But Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya did great jobs in the movie, especially Jake Gyllenhaal. He really gave a bunch of energy into this role. I don't know why, but he did. He put so much energy and effort into this role. It seems like he's having a ton of fun. Isa Gonzalez was okay. To be honest, I haven't seen her in a role that really sold me on her acting capabilities. I've seen her in Godzilla, I saw her in Morbius, and now I've seen her in this. And in all three of those movies, she plays an underdeveloped character that is in both Morbius and um, AmbuLAnce, some sort of doctor or scientist, and then in Godzilla, she is also, and she's a scientist. She's just evil and like mustache twirling. So she hasn't had a role where she's a character that had emotional depth and made me care about her. I was just like, I care that you survive. Actually, that's not true. I can't even say that. I can't even say I care for her to survive because she's like the dumbest person in this movie. Like she agitates the criminals throughout this entire movie, and it's like I understand you think they need you because they need to keep the police officer that's in the back of the ambulance alive, but also don't test the psycho with the assault rifle. You know, like she's flipping them off and like, cursing them out and everything. It's like, do you not care about your own life? Because it doesn't seem like you do, and I don't get it. So, I don't know. She just didn't really sell me on the role. And I think one last thing is that these guys are the worst bank robbers ever. I'm not kidding. Like, they don't wear masks, they don't wear gloves. Everyone on the team is completely incompetent. Like, they establish in the movie that Jake Gyllenhaal is this master thief bank robber that's robbed 37 banks, and it's like, okay, but how? He goes crazy. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal is great, but like he plays this manic dude who's supposed to be really smart, and I'm just like, dude, you do not seem like you have everything put together. And then it's like everyone else in the movie is an idiot. Like there's one dude who's wearing like sandals and eating a lollipop and wearing like the most loose fitting clothing to rob a bank. And I'm like, dude, there's like another dude who's like on the phone like all the time talking to his wife or something. I'm like, you guys are robbing a bank. Don't you think you should have like some sort of intelligence and cohesion and like focus on what's going on? You all seem like incompetent idiots. And then, obviously when everything went to hell, I was like, you know what? That doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is that you've managed to do this 36 other times. So, like I said, typical Michael Bay movie. If you like it, you like it. Honestly, I would recommend watching like any other heist movie that you think is well put together, and then watching Speed. And, both of those experiences will add up to a better experience than watching AmbuLAnce. Because I don't know. Maybe I watch this movie again with my family, but I can't see myself like wanting to buy another ticket to go see it in the movies or buying it on DVD. So let that dictate your viewing experience, if you will. And with that, that'll be the end of this video. I'm the Innocent Villain. I want to thank my thumbnail artist CuriTuber for making my awesome thumbnail. And remember, folks, you're innocent till proven villainous, and I'll catch you in the next review.